Okay, we are live. Hi guys, it's John here, and Waka's actually with me, or Vic is your name.
Hello everyone.
If you can hear us, or if you can see my screen and you can hear us okay, can you just put a little one in the chat box? Just so we know we're still waiting for some guys to come in. People surely not still sleeping at this time.
People are coming.
Yeah, I can see Jim and Jeff. Howdy, Jeff and Steve. Okay, it seems like you can actually hear us. Yeah, Steve too. And Sharon. And Steve 3. Yeah, Steve's a popular name, no? Where's Steve playing games with us? Yeah, I don't know how many we're going to get, but anyway, we've got quite a lot to go through. And Joe has joined us. So we'll just give it a couple of minutes.
And have you uploaded this documentation on your website? I mean, for the members?
I haven't, no.
Okay.
This one we're looking at?
Yeah, exactly. This is the latest one, so I recommend this documentation.
I will, okay. I will upload it to, I'll upload it to the website.
Sure.
So this isn't the one with that was released with 5.2. This is a newer one.
This is the 5th version. 5.2 and 5.1 just have the little adjustments and fixes, so that doesn't affect on this documentation.
Okay. I think I must also get a picture of myself from when I was like 27. Yeah. All right. Okay, so what we want to do is I wanted to go through the documentation, but everybody that I see on here, except for Jim, who I think is a new client or a potential new client, is they've actually seen this, but perhaps I'm just going to go through it, run through it quickly, so that we know what we're doing. And then I've got a project that I ran this morning, and I want to show you how I set it up, and then I can actually show you the project. So I think we're about 5 minutes in, so we don't want to be too long. Waka's also got something special to show at the end. But yeah, let's just, let me just get going. All right, so as you know, after these, I come up with these crazy ideas, and then I speak to my friend Waka, and he sort of automates them for me. So what he's actually done here as well, I'm going to upload this to the website, but you'll see he's actually made some videos and a playlist, so you can always come over here and look at it, and other tutorials and that are going to be over here. Google has been making that many changes that we've been battling to keep up. So, but you know, we will be doing more strategy training. And we're also going to be doing, Paul and I, next week, we're going to be doing strategy and best practices for the new GMB Maps Pro software that you've all probably seen or heard of by now, or bought, some of you. Thank you. All right, so let's have a look at what his overview says. So what the software actually does is it scrapes places of interest, driving directions, and place IDs. Now, place IDs are, I haven't actually been getting them lately, so that's something I was going to look at. But DDs are driving directions and PORs is places of interest. Now, very often we find that the places that we are targeting are like a one horse town and the horse is dead. So there's actually no places of interest. So because of that, we also add restaurants because there's restaurants all over. Okay, so then it'll add a couple of restaurants, and you can add in the current version. You can say I want to scrape about 10, and this is really not needed at all. You can scrape them, but you don't have to build them, put them on the pages that you are creating because it's just to create some to let Google be aware of that this place or this site, this page is relevant to the GMB. So it's to do the proximity thing, and you don't need 10 restaurants to show. 2 restaurants and some copy on the page. That'll be more than enough. 2 or 3. It would also make your get your pages done a lot quicker. So it creates Google site pages, and as of version 5.2 now, we can go to old G sites that we built in the past. So all of my old Ranking Factory, well, they're not called Ranking Factory, they're called Stacking Genius. But all of those sites that I created when I built Ranking Factory, I could actually go and get those websites. And people that are in Ranking Factory could actually use GeoGenius now to make their Ranking Factory G sites into GeoGenius sites by using this feature.
Yeah, John, exactly. There are 2 ideas for this update already created G sites. For example, in the past, without using the GeoGenius, people have created some Google sites and they have to add some geo-relevance inside their sites. So they can use this feature. And also the people who have created the sites with GeoGenius, and they can use those sites to add more data in it by using this feature. So this
Yes,
feature
exactly.
will be used in.
Yeah, as you know, Google loves it when your sites keep on growing. So using this update already created Google Sites feature, you're going to be able to go to older GeoGenius sites that you have and add pages with additional keywords. So you might have one thing which is talking about roofing contractors, and the next one could be roofing repairs or guttering or whatever, something related. And you create a whole lot of pages in the same areas, but this time targeting different keywords. Okay, and you're going to be able to add that to your older GeoGenius sites, which is a really fantastic feature. Okay, and then also, if any of your pages or any of your sites were not completed, what the software will do is it will keep a record of any pages that were not properly completed, so that you'd just be able to select it in the software, and it'll give you a list of the sites that have incomplete pages or broken pages, and then you can select them and it'll go and fix it. Okay, we'll show you a bit more how
let me tell you, add something here. Actually, when the one page is created inside the G site, after the completion of the page, the software is smart enough to check whether the page is created or not. If that the page is created, then it will move on to the next page creation. And if that page is not created, it will save that page URL inside the broken sites folder, inside the input folder. And the next, if they want to repair the site, they will see the file which will have those uh, broken URLs. So they just have to select the file, and the software will go to the site and will just recreate those pages.
Yeah, we'll actually show that in a little while. Okay. So yeah, some other features. So it scrapes for places of interest, driving directions, and place IDs. You can manage multiple campaigns. You can save unlimited data in the campaigns, and you have full control over the settings. Okay, that's so much for the overview. So in the basic features, you've got stop-start software in a click, applying to settings and adding data. You can run a utility from the utility tab, which will run separately from the main process. Now that utility is the scraping utility, where you can put in a list of towns or suburbs in a town, and it will go and scrape the geodata, create driving directions, find restaurants, places of interest, that sort of stuff, and store it so that when you want to come and create your actual site, it doesn't have to waste time to go and do that scrape every time. It'll just access the data which has already been saved. Okay, I did that the other night, and I scraped 49 towns overnight. So the next day, it was just very easy to carry on, to start doing the pages, and I didn't have to do any, I didn't have to wait ages while it's doing all the scraping. Okay, we use the portable Firefox browser. Now, there's a reason for that. It's because, Firefox updates their thing every second day. So that can cause problems with the software. So we use a portable browser, and so the software is made to run in that version of the portable browser, so you never have any problems. Okay, doke. Complete campaign management to manage your input data. We'll go through that. We've got a very user-friendly interface, which helps users to start the software in a smart way. And the software, this is one of the most important things, is that the software, it mimics human behavior. Okay, so it's very hard for Google to tell that this is an automated, that something is automated, that it's, it does mimic human behavior. And the settings that you've applied in general settings will be saved for the next use. Okay, so you can dominate what is GeoGenius about? It really is to be branding your keywords locally. Okay, so I mean, in my area, I'm sure you guys have seen this, but I mean, if I type in HCG drops or HCG injections, or HCG diet, or lose weight fast, anywhere in the Johannesburg and Sandton, in my little province where we live, the knowledge panel that you see on the right there comes up. Now that is so Google has actually taken that term and it said, okay, this is the most authoritative GMB for the term HCG diet drops. That's because I've bought like tons and tons of geo-related content going to it. And so when your knowledge panel comes up like this, the 3-pack doesn't show. So all of your clients, your competitors, they don't even show. And then if you dominate the videos like we do there, those 3 videos are mine as well. And I use Stacking Genius for that, and they are siloed in a certain manner. Your videos, they rank really, really nicely. So if we have a look at that, well, you can't see the whole page, but basically that whole page, if you search for it in Sandton, in Gauteng, if you put your marker to move there, the one in your Chrome browser, what's it called again? But anyway, it's where you move it around. Let me just see what it's called. location guard. Okay, so if you use location guard, and you put location guard into Sandton, Gauteng, and you search for HCG drops, you'll get the same pictures I'm seeing there. Okay, so that's what GeoGenius is about. So when we're building sites, we're always building a site with a keyword and a suburb or a town. Okay, and so this is our way of getting over Google's proximity filter, because Google, what they want to do is they want you to just get the most. They want to supply the most local item or for whatever people are searching for to the searcher. So if you search for plumber, for instance, they don't want to bring up a plumber that's 20 miles away. They want to bring up a plumber that's like 2 miles away. And so it's all about local. So what GeoGenius does, and particularly now with the new driving direction software, the Maps Pro software, which we use that to extend the proximity. So in other words, instead of just being like in a little 3 or 4 mile radius, you can get it up to a 20 or 30 mile radius. Okay, by creating pages and put them in the cloud or on your blogs or on Web 2.0 sites, wherever, IFTTT sites, even that, for instance, that fools Google into believing your radius is far greater than it actually is. So this is how we are using Google's knowledge, and we get this from reading the patents, because Google actually tells you what it's doing, and if you can read between the lines, sometimes they lie. You can get pretty good with Google. That's what we do. All right, so this is the new interface, and we have, I wonder if I should, for now, let me have a look at this. I'm just going to change the screen and come to over here. Okay, are you seeing my server there now? Waka, can you see the server?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. All right, so let's come here to the settings. So general settings, you have 3 options. Okay. Most of the time you're going to be using that one, create a new Google site. Okay, and you're also going to already have scraped the data. And this is where we were talking about things to do to post. So this is where in the, let's have a look here, where you're saying scrape location data, where you're putting in a whole lot of names, and you're putting a keyword, and you're putting in the GMB name, and then it's going to go and scrape all the data from these different towns, and it's going to create driving directions, and it's going to find all the relevant information which it's going to actually put into the sites when you're doing it. So let's just have a look here. So if this is not ticked, this is normally how it would open. So when you're going to be doing, this is where you set up what you wanted to scrape. Because for instance, you might not want it to scrape driving directions or place IDs. Okay, so, but in general, they should all be ticked, and I normally put this on 5, but 3 would be fine. Okay, these are places of interest.
What do you recommend to scrape the data during the process or in the utility as a separate process?
Definitely as a separate, because I have some VAs that are working to create these things because we do done for you business, and so and we work in this area a lot in my area, so all the towns and the places of interest are all the same. So we scrape that once, and then we just copy that to different servers, and we just use it. Whereas if you're going to scrape it all the time, it's going to take so much longer. It's going to take to create a big site will take 3 or 4
John,
hours instead of 1 or 2.
John, Charan is saying your voice is not on. Guys, can you hear me? John, I can't hear you. Hello, John, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Hello. Yeah, guys, just wait for him. He's just refreshing the software. Yeah, I can hear you now, John.
Yes, Johnny. Oh, well.
Guys, can you
Okay.
hear John?
Okay. If you can hear me, can you dance a jig or something?
I can hear you. Yeah, they can hear you now.
Okay. I think it's only since Joe came in that it all went funny. Got to blame it on Joe. All right. So where were we? I don't know what happened there. Essentially, this is something that you would just set once. Because you want to scrape it all and things to do, you'd say set it at 5 maximum. Sitting at a 10, it's not going to do you any good. It's not going to make your site any more relevant. Okay, so
I think we
and
need to decrease the number of things to scrape in the future
yeah,
update.
make it to 5, yes.
Yep.
But then say put a thing there, recommended 3. Okay, so then when you're going to be running a campaign, you would say use already scraped data, and then this goes away. Okay. So to do the scraping, as I said, you would come to utilities, and you would put your names of the towns in there and the state. Okay, if you don't put the state, it'll find, believe me, it'll find names in Australia and England and all those sort of places.
Okay.
Half the time,
why you have added free state after each location?
because many of the towns in South Africa are named after towns in Scotland and England,
Okay.
and the same applies in the United States. I know there's so many of the towns there that are named after whoever founded the town where he grew up. You know, so there's like a Manchester. There's all of the places. So we put the town name or the suburb name and the state. Then you know it scrapes the correct from the correct place.
Okay,
So
got it.
you put your so this is all you have to do. Put a keyword in there, and you don't actually have to put a keyword, you know, Waka, because if you didn't put a keyword there, you can use them over and over for different keywords. But for me, I do a lot of HCG stuff. So whether it's HCG diet, or HCG injections, or HCG drops, it's all the same thing. So I put HCG in there, which makes it a bit relevant. Okay.
Yeah, there is only one keyword acceptable.
Yeah. Okay. So then you would just say click scrape location data, and it'll open up, and then it'll go and scrape it. So I think most people have actually seen that. Let me just find it. Oh, it's so many versions of it. So in the scraper here, let's go and I will open one. So what it does is it creates the driving direction. Okay, that's an iframe which gets embedded on the page, and it gets some information about the town. So this obviously is a one-horse town. It's got no information about it. Okay, but don't worry about it because it's still going to put the driving directions on, and it's going to find whatever. See, it's always got restaurants. So you know it'll find Subway, and it'll find some details about the Subway, the link to it, and it'll have a little image of Subway. It's a tiny little image. Anyway. Okay, so that's what the scraper does, and this information, you know, whenever I'm going to be using or doing other niches in that area, I'll use the same information. So all I have to do then is I can just come here to this one here, and I could copy it and paste it again, yeah. And I'm just going to say,
John, I can't see your screen moving. Are you on another screen?
I'm on the server.
Okay, but your screen is not moving.
I've got the Windows Explorer thing open now.
Yeah, I can see now.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that's what the utility does. So that you would do first. So I did that this morning, and so then let's come back to the general settings here.
One more thing I have to tell you guys about scraping. The scraping settings apply on the utility as well as on the main process that we do. So
on the
main process, if they want to scrape the data during the process.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So if you had this one selected, yeah, under settings, if that was off.
Yeah. So the same settings will go from that scraping settings.
Mm-hmm. Where would you then put input the data? You've still got to put it in your by utilities.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Same
I
stuff
don't,
will.
I don't use it like that. As I say, I use it like this. Okay, so then if you come to campaigns, you've got to put your campaign name. Okay, that gets entered into the SQL database. All right, and then you put your GMB name. And if there's any doubt about your GMB name or something that's similar, put your address, the street address, in as well. Okay, so you want to make sure it finds the correct GMB. I bought one for my daughter's site the other day, and instead of going to, she makes labels, and they bought a machine that does these little stickers. And so I was targeting the word stickers, and this went to a place down the road called the Sticker Shop, which wasn't hers. So yeah, you've got to make sure that it's finding the correct GMB. This template here is that's where the different things on the page gets put. The actual where the YouTube video goes, where the images go, where the article goes.
It's basically the layout, how the
Yeah,
content.
it's just for the layout. And
Yeah.
this here add CSV file. That is for people that want to use, that prefer to use the CSV file. You can then import your file, your CSV file here. Okay, I'm not going to go through the CSV file here. Is the latest version, is that with 5.2, the CSV that they have, is that working okay?
Yeah.
That's
The
all the
latest
same thing.
CSV
Okay.
I have provided, that will be enough to work with it, because mostly
Okay.
people are using the CSV method.
Okay. Okay. So now let's go to campaigns here. So we've put in the campaign name, we've put in the GMB name, we've selected template number 2. Then you click this blue button here, and you say input data. Okay, so I'm just going to move this over a little bit and maybe make this one a little bit smaller so we can all see what the hell's going on. And there's my old G indexer running away. G indexer is the best thing since sliced bread, in my opinion. I make a Genius site, or my cloud sites, and I run it through G indexer. And the Genius sites, they index within hours. The cloud pages are taking a bit longer. They can take like 3-4 days. Okay, so essentially, whether you're using a CSV file or or you're using this input data here, it's exactly the same thing. I always get my stuff into a notepad file, and then I paste it from there into the data, into the correct positions here. And so even if I was doing it with a CSV file, I would do the same. So in this case, you know, in Free State, you saw I had a whole pile of them, but I just selected 4 and I put them in here, pasted them in here. Okay. Now with your article, this is very important. Now, make sure you don't have any apostrophes. For some reason, the SQL database does not like it, and it creates all sorts of. I think it's an ASCII thing. It's an old ASCII thing. So when it doesn't do it properly. So if you've got a
Actually,
thing like
not only the apostrophes, also the words like Latin words or some weird stuff
yes,
that cannot be
yeah,
accepted.
yeah, it's not going to handle them very well. So instead of typing a word like won't, type will not. All right. If the words have like a lot of foreign languages have the different letters in that, I don't know what we can do about that, Waka. This is just an English program, is it?
Yeah, exactly. But
Okay.
sometimes
And also,
it's not possible to guess the whether it is apostrophe or some other character. So that's why
yeah,
the
that's
input
why
doesn't.
I always put it into a notepad and I spin it and I make sure it's spinning properly. I use spin rewriter and then I copy it out of spin rewriter and I put it into a notepad and I actually read it to see if there are any things that I can see that are standing out that's going to be an error, like if there's any apostrophes. And if it's all good, then I'll copy it and I'll paste it into the relevant data field over here. Article, home, and additional. Additional being what? I have no idea.
Additional pages, I think it was the old label. I must have to remove this
Okay, that must have been 1.0 or something.
because in the past
Okay.
we were using the additional content from this box.
Okay. All right, about us, because I'm only doing 1 year, I didn't even spin it, okay, because it only creates one about us page. So I just copied that from my website and I made a few little changes and I pasted it in here. So that gets pasted into about us. Okay, then the content us. I have a problem with this.
Uh,
The
John, just
Mhm.
scroll up the file. I have to explain Shonda's message. She's
Okay,
asking, scroll up, scroll up in the file. She's
okay.
asking why you are not using the YouTube URL. So that's
Oh,
actually
okay. Yeah,
optional.
Shonda, that was because I didn't make a video for each, which I
Yeah, that's
should. Uh,
optional.
mhm.
If you want
You
to,
will see. Okay, let me show you over here. Can you see where it says YouTube URL? Okay. Uh, I've got that in there. That's going to go on the main page, but it'll also go on every one of the pages that this creates. But if I had made videos which actually said Bays Valley Free State, HCG drops Bays Valley Free State, I would put a comma there, then put the YouTube URL in there. Then what will happen is when it makes that page, it'll embed that YouTube video into it, which is obviously so much more powerful. Okay.
John, people are saying their sound is going in and out.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Maybe we can't hear you, John. Guys, can you hear John? John is gone again, I think. Hello, John. We can't hear you. Okay. It's refreshing, so just wait. Welcome back.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So this problem will be solved inside if they will see the replay of the webinar. And
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll just edit that out.
okay.
Okay. Matt is asking, the article doesn't have much content there. Yeah, I just grabbed a little bit out of another article in Spin Rewriter and shoved it in here. It's just for the purpose of the webinar. But really speaking, normally I only use about 500, 400, 500 words. Because there's so much other stuff going on the pages that, the pages rank. I never have a problem with them ranking, particularly when I boost them a bit with like cloud pages,
Also, if you add too much content in the article, that will be not good to paste inside the content area of G site. So you have to be careful
Yeah.
to use words.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but anyway, it's Shonda, did you actually get what I was talking about there with the videos? I don't know if
Yeah.
Shonda actually saw that. Okay. All right. So where were we talking about? So about us just goes. I just copied this off the website. Now the contact us, I seem to have a problem with that sometimes, Raka, because I know I've just got some stuff at the beginning, and then I have the end token, and then the name of the GMB, and that's supposed to put the GMB mapping, but often it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't find out that map for the GMB.
Yes.
That
So
depends on
I don't know if I should put the whole name in. See, the problem is sometimes like this particular GMB is hidden, so it might be a problem finding it. Yeah, didn't think of that, because this is a fake address. This is a GMB that we made, but it doesn't exist at somebody's house. So I don't want somebody to go and knock on the door and say, "Hi, can I have some HCG?" All right. Okay, now there's different schools of thought about the footer. I believe it must go in because, particularly in this town, all the areas that I'm targeting here are all in this town. So there's nothing wrong with putting Bloemfontein in there. If you were targeting different towns around an area, then I could see, well, okay, maybe you don't want to put the name in there or address in there. But for me, this is really cool because it's got the Call Alexis and HCG diet system in the footer, which goes onto every page. So I would just take that and copy it straight in there. Okay, reviews content. I'm not 100% sure what should go there. You could write some stuff in there.
like testimonials and feedback from your customers and some links.
Okay, all right. Okay, so this now you can see the question and answers. I don't know if you can see here, but I've actually typed that in Afrikaans because this town, Bloemfontein, that's where a lot of Afrikaans-speaking people live. Okay, all big millie farmers, big farming country, and so I actually thought, well, let me put some Afrikaans language in, and I also put it in the call to action. So I'll put that in there, and then what that does is it'll make a page, and it'll have the driving directions and that sort of. No, it won't have driving directions, but what it'll have on it. I'll look at it on the page. We'll have to have a look at it. I can't remember. Things happen so fast. So embed URLs. This comes up on this side over here. Okay, so over here, this is self-explanatory. You would put the email, the password, and then the keyword. Okay, that keyword is going to be the name of your site. So the site is going to be called HCG Drops, and then the pages in the site will be HCG Drops Bays Valley Free State, or HCG Drops Bays Water Free State. Okay, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah,
Valerie, are you not hearing me?
I think he's getting your disconnection voice.
I don't understand it. Because like if you're hearing me, then everybody should be hearing me.
Yeah, most of the guys are hearing you, but they're saying they're losing you for some seconds and then you come back.
I think I switched everything off. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to go and see. I'll just make sure everything's switched off. Hang on.
Okay. And guys, recently John gave the idea to add some links in the footer as well. So if you want to use some more URLs, you can add inside the footer content area. And basically, I have separated the campaigns tab from the general settings because I got most of the people were having problems due to confusions about what to select and do. So that's why I have separated the campaigns. So you just have to create the campaigns in the separate tab, and then you have to come back to general settings and just select the campaign. So this will be a very user-friendly way to do the settings, because I see many people were doing random things on the general settings. So that was the confusing part. So that's why I've separated the campaigns part. Okay, John, you are back.
Yeah, I just disconnected. The only thing that I forgot to connect that it could possibly be is from the router to our TV. You know,
Okay.
to the decoder. It sometimes downloads. Maybe that's what's happening. Who knows?
Okay, John,
So
I have to ask you a question. If we use the URL inside the footer content, does it show the URL inside the G site, or will it just the text? I haven't tested it. Just
you
suggesting.
can, but in if you, it'll just show the URL, which is not a bad thing.
Okay.
But if you manually went in once the site is finished and you just made it a link, then it would be a link on all of them. But it's overkill. I don't think you really need it. You know, you just put the naked link in there and it's good. Okay, I hope everybody can hear me now. So, interesting thing that I've done. I haven't done this before, but I said buy HCG drops, and then I said buy HCG drops in Afrikaans as well, and lose weight with HCG drops. Now, this is a place where most people make mistakes, and then their database will not save. If your database is not saving, you've got to go and have a look at your article and look at all the stuff that you're putting in, particularly spinning, because most people they make a mistake somewhere in the spinning, and then it won't save in your database, and it's just not going to work properly. Okay, so and that just goes into the call to action. The GMB URL is I get the shorty. By the way, I had a good look at the Google shorty URLs. They're still going to be working until March 2019. Okay. And whatever shorties are made until then will continue working. But if you don't have, if you've never, if you've got to use an older Gmail account to create the shorties. So I used my jCurry at Gmail and I went and made a shorty and it's just perfect, works perfectly. So if you want to make shorties, use your old use an old Gmail that you've used for a while, and you'll be able to make shorties. Okay, so you put that in there. The embed URL. The embed URL is your actual website. Okay,
John, I have to ask something here. Can we use the G site that we have already created? I mean, the link of that G site in this embed URL?
I've never tried to embed a G site, but you can see here what I have embedded is the business site.
Okay.
I don't believe you can embed a G site, but I'll check up on that.
Okay.
But basically, I'm always wanting to power up my my GMB. So this HCG diet system Bloemfontein, it's actually ranking already, although it's only been, when you look at it, it still says it's a nail studio because it's a fake address, and I haven't verified this one in this ranking. That's a new little secret. You don't have to verify your, you could just make one and just start building stuff to it, sending links to it, and it actually ranks. So if I actually go to the site here, I'm sure I'll be able to show you. Yeah, this is the website I created. Why is this so big? I'll paste it in here. This is the actual .business site. That is part of this. You can see it still says Nail Salon Townsview. Okay, and it has a picture of nails there. This is how new this is. Okay, and I still got the old address. So, I've made it. I've never verified it, but actually, if I can have a look here. I'll show you something, because I've got a South African IP on Torguard there. So if I say HCG, do that in Afrikaans, and Bloem, there's my website. I think I'm going to put the whole name in.
John, can we discuss the other features?
Can we?
Discuss the other features?
Yeah, I just want to show you.
Okay.
That. Okay, now I can't see it. All right, let's go back. So basically, there's not much more to do. So we put the embed URL, we've got the GMB URL, we've got the call to action. If you've got reviews, which I don't yet with this, you get the review URLs and you put them in there. If you put a comma after each one, it'll paste them all. You could also spin it and it'll just put one. The same with questions and answers. Now these two items are very, very powerful with regards to building up, to powering up your GMBs. So you need to get as many URLs as you can. But even if you've only got 3 or 4 URLs and you get links to them from the GeoGenius sites, it gives them a hell of a boost. It's really, really good. Okay, and then what I've done here, I've just got a question and answer thing, which I've also got an Afrikaans one for, because that's an Afrikaans town. Because I'm hoping that this term, HCG drupals, will be found there. And then I've got our Facebook group in there. Okay, so you would just you just put it in that format, the text and then comma and then the link. Okay, then you would click OK, and then you would save the campaign. Okay, I'm not going to save it now because it'll tell me the campaign already exists. And then what you also need to do before you do anything else is you have to make sure that in your images folders, it's the only place that you need to put anything on your desktop, is you've got these 4 folders. So what I've got in here is a whole lot of images, all to do with diets. I've got a header image in there, and I've got a logo image, which I just made up quickly, and then I've got some images that it'll use for the question and answers. Okay, because when you run the software, what will happen is it'll first check that there is all the data is input correctly, and that you have your images there. If you don't have your images there, it's not going to run. Okay, so what I did was I actually made a video of this this campaign running, and I will paste that into the Skype group so you can look at it. But this is what it created. The actual so it's called HCG drops, and this is the home page. This is my actual website, which is embedded. Wow, we are getting a storm. Big drought here, so a storm would be good. So remember when we were looking at the templates, you can have it so that these parts of the page go into different positions. As you can see, I haven't got very much of an article there, but it is fun. And this is the footer content, okay, which is the net. Okay, so I don't actually have a website for this, but you should have a website, and it should have exactly the same address there. Then in About Us, it's just a little bit of copy, and I don't know why the image is taking a bit slow to load. All right. And again,
John, I have also noticed that sometimes the header image just comes up on first 3 pages and not in the other pages.
I do, and I have no idea why that happens.
This is the random behavior that happens on the, if you create manually G sites, that it happens as well.
Yeah, but I don't worry about it because it puts something in there and it looks okay normally. So you can see in this case here, it didn't find my HCG Bloemfontein site because the address is actually hidden. So I would have to. What I will do now manually is I'll put them in there.
Maybe you can add the zip code with your GMB address.
Yes, I'll try that. I'll try that. But I was just in a. So let's have a look at the things to do. Okay. Now these are the things to do pages. Normally, it puts some content in here at the top there, the driving direction, and then the restaurants. Okay, so the driving directions did not work so great in this case, because the actual GMB is hidden. So it's saying here HCG diet systems from Bays Valley, Bloemfontein, but can't find it. So it's find its base value, but it can't find the. But you know what? That doesn't matter because it's a small town and it's going to find it. Boudoir Bar and Restaurant. Okay, let's find one that's a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, it's found something. Bayswater is a suburb of Bloemfontein. Of the city of Bloemfontein in South Africa. That doesn't say very much. This is basically a farming town, and very, very big area around, but this is the town where everybody goes. And we've been getting a lot of inquiries since we started marketing in this area. So these things to do pages, this is the particular power of GeoGenius, is that it's got all of these things which are very local, even if it doesn't find anything interesting in the suburb, because these are just suburbs, they're not towns. Okay, but it's got the restaurants. So I could actually open that in a new link, and there's a link there to that restaurant. Okay, so you're getting the actual. I know it's coming from Soweto.
In previous version, it was just saving the google.com. And
yeah, there's something wrong with this driving direction there. You must check. But anyway, here we get to the actual where it's making the pages. So this is what it's all about. The home page is HCG drops, and yeah, it's HCG drops Bloomspruit Free State. Now the whole idea behind this is that if somebody is in this suburb, Bloomspruit, and they type in HCG drops, just that term, they're going to this is going to come up. Okay, and then I've got some. This is going to the business site. And this is going to the GMB. If I click there it is, the GMB. This is nail polish and all. Okay. And so I only made a few, and then I had one question and answers. So yeah, you can see it puts an image in, and then it asks a question in Afrikaans, which that basically means how much weight will I lose with the HCG drops? And I said about 10 kilos in 30 days. All right, and it grabs those images from the on the desktop on your images folder. Okay, and that is about all there is to it. So if we have some questions, we can do it now. Okay, we're about an hour away.
I think people are not having any questions. Let's tell them about the other features.
Okay. All right. Waka has some products that he is going to be marketing.
Okay. Before that, we have to tell the repair broken sites and update.
Okay, repair broken sites and update. Let's just do that. Okay.
Yep.
So you would come here to settings.
Okay.
General settings.
Asking, where would you insert the CSV files or sites?
Okay. I'll answer that now. Let's just do the how to repair a broken site or update an old site. So do you want to talk us through here now? This is where you would start, isn't it?
Yeah, I will. Now just select the second process.
So we can come here and we say update created G sites.
Yep.
Okay.
For example, you have to update the site and add some new data in it, or maybe just add the geo-relevance in your old G sites. Then you just have to give that website link here and just select the campaign. Maybe you can use the same campaign that you have used in your previous G sites, or maybe you can create a campaign and it will just run as it creates.
I would put that URL here. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then I would come here and I would put a different campaign name, and I would put input different. I would input the different data, the new data that I want. So if I
For
wanted
example, if
to,
you add the new campaign data and a new keyword and all that, and just save the
Mhm.
campaign, just go back and uh, add your G site link there.
Yeah, so I'd add all the new data, then click OK, and then I would save it.
Hmm.
Okay, so that would be an update sort of thing, and then
Save the campaign with another name,
yes,
for example.
obviously this would be update.
Yep.
Okay.
People can play with this feature in any kind of updation in the G side.
Mm-hmm. And then so this is where the URL would be, and
Yep.
then I would just select that updated site, the one that I had there, and then I can
Yep.
just
This is
press
the
run.
only thing. Yeah, this is the only thing they have to do. Just give the URL and select the campaign. That's it.
Yes.
This is the
Okay.
simple thing.
So
And,
it's actually very silly, very simple, but it's so extremely powerful.
yeah, exactly.
Wow. Okay, and
Because
then
in the past, when you didn't have GeoGenius, you were making the Google sites, and you want to add the geo relevance in them, so you can use this feature.
yeah, John, I'm hoping that the replay will be good. I don't know if it's because of the storm, but I mean I've got fiber, so I don't know why it's breaking up. I
I
do
can hear you
apologize.
properly.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the replay would be good, and then you know you can we'll handle the questions on the group. Okay.
Select the
Um,
second process.
so let's look at the third process here: repair broken sites. So if you select it here, you can see a new button comes up. So when you click that, okay, it's got a list of
Actually,
campaigns.
when the process is running and the software is creating the G sites, and it will check after each page creation whether the page is created or not. If the page is
Mhm.
not created, it will be saved inside the broken sites folder, which is inside the inputs folder. So this file comes up because you have some broken page in there. So you have
Yeah.
to select that, and there can be multiple broken sites. You can select multiple, one or two or three. But for now, you
Mhm.
have just one broken site. Select it, click OK, and then just run. In this
Okay.
case, you
Then
don't have to select the campaign because that site already have the campaign name in it. You just go
yes,
to the
yeah, I've already fixed it. But so let's just have a look at what it looks like. Yeah,
yeah, just for example.
it's in inputs. So in inputs, there's a folder here called broken sites.
I can
You
see
click on
your
that.
moving. Yeah, I can see.
Okay. Okay, so there you can see, so in inputs, you've got the broken sites folder. So if you open that, it'll tell you what the campaign name was. It'll tell you the email, the password, and what page.
People don't have to
Didn't.
do anything with it. This is not the file the people have to touch it because it will be used by the software only.
Yes,
So they don't have
but
to do anything.
yeah, this is just for your information.
Yeah. And why do we need this feature? Because sometimes I think when we are seeing the software is doing its play, and we click somewhere else, and it starts adding the stuff of the next page inside the same page. For example, the things to do in one city one, it's adding the city two data inside the city one page because
Yes.
you have clicked somewhere or move your mouse or doing
Mm.
some interaction. That's why the page is not created. That will be saved inside this broken file, and you can create
Okay.
that page again.
All right. Okay, so we got it. That's a very important thing. When the software is running, that's why it's best to let it run on a server. So get it going and just let it run. Do not click anywhere in the browser or in the software or use the server in any way, because it can affect the software, and then it can start doing.
Basically, when you mouse move and do some hover effects, basically the software is doing also the hover effects and mouse movements. So involve your mouse movements that will some cause some issues. This is only happening on some points, not all the points.
Yes. Okay, so I think that's about it for HCG. I will make sure that there's a proper soundtrack. If there isn't, I'll go over what we've done, and I'll re-record the sound. But I'm pretty sure it's recording the sound, even though it might be breaking up somewhere in different parts of the world. Okay.
Now open give you the link.
What I want to do now is to show you. Come here. Okay, so I'm just going to take screen share off, and I'm going to come to take that one off, and now I'm coming to this one. Okay. All right. Tell me when you can see this.
Yeah, I can see the screen now.
Okay, so just talk the people through this. What this is.
Actually, recently I have launched a few software, the Traffic Wizard, which is about driving the CTR traffic and all the traffic related features. The people that were saying we need that kind of stuff. So I have added all the possible things related to traffic in this tool. And the second tool is Sub Tracker, which is about to track down your domain URLs that you will give, and it will just check the rankings. And the third tool is about the LinkedIn. It will do your automations on the LinkedIn stuff like messaging, scraping, and connecting and all that. And the fourth one that I have recently created and haven't launched yet, but today you can buy this. That is about the YouTube automations. Most of the YouTube stuff automated inside this, so you can apply your multiple editing stuff on your videos. So you will see there are many videos inside this page. So I'm offering and giving the 40% coupon that is inside the chat box. I will also share that coupon in the Skype group, so you can get 40% off. That's it.
Okay, so there's a 40% coupon on this.
Yeah, I have shared it.
Okay, thanks, Walker. All right, guys. For those of you that stuck through our horrible sound, Shonda's just got a question there about CSP sites. We don't insert CSP sites into GeoGenius. What we do is we link from CSP to the GeoGenius sites. I've not yet found a way to actually download that CSV file or to insert a full HTML page. But I spoke to Waka about it. I don't know if he's managed to do much research, but we're going to be doing that where we can insert pages. What we do, what is a good idea is, when you buy a lot of citations for your GMBs, grab all of those links, put them and insert them in your GeoGenius site. Create a new page with all your citations pages, and then you'll have an index page which is pointing to all your citations, which point to your GMB. Very powerful. Okay, so I think that's about it, guys. Thanks very much for attending. I'll have a good look at I'll listen to the whole tape, and if there's sound loss, I'll do a new recording. Where there is any sound loss. All right.
If
so I'll
someone
make sure.
have issues and problems, they can send me the logs into my inbox and just record the process and send me the video.
Yes.
So that will help me to
Okay.
investigate the problem.
I just want to go back here. I just want to show them this. Okay. To get your logs, you come here to GeoGenius, to your software, and you can say save logs, and it'll save it into your output folder logs. So you can just grab that and then email that. That helps so much to help you with the problem. But the most important thing is to pay attention to detail. Make sure that you haven't got anything, you haven't left anything out, that your spinning is correct, and that you've got no apostrophes or funny.
Incorrect inputs.
Yeah, in your inputs, it's got to be perfect. And then, but the biggest key, the biggest clue to it not being perfect is it won't save in the database. If it won't save in the database, take all of your inputs out, put it into a notepad, and read it line by line, and you'll normally find the error quickly, and then just fix it and paste it back, and away you can go. Alrighty.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, guys, and thanks, Waka.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.